Hello and welcome to the Recycling 101 training module for Travis County facilities. My name is Greg Beal with Texas Disposal Systems, and I'm here to talk to you today about the reasons on why we recycle and give you a quick tutorial about where certain items go. Here in the United States, the average person throws out about 4.5 pounds of trash every day. We have a lot of items in our life. Some we can reuse, some we can recycle. Where does it all go? When I was younger, people would say, just throw that away. But where is away? Sometimes I would think. Is it a place? Well, obviously it is. It's a landfill. That's where everything we don't recycle, compost, or reuse ends up. So what is a landfill? Well, here are some pictures of our facility located in Creedmoor, just outside of Buda. Every day, trucks come from all over Travis County and the surrounding areas to dispose of their materials. We take pride in maintaining a landfill that can service the needs of the community while also having the least impact on our shared environment. Texas is quite a big state. One can drive for hours on its long roads before reaching a destination. It may seem as though we have unlimited space. Unfortunately, when it comes to an ever-increasing population, there are limited areas for new landfills to be created to meet this need. So why is it important to save space in our landfills? As an example, if a new facility opens further out from where materials are generated, this is going to cost more, which can impact a business's bottom line. If costs are increased, there may be less funds available to bring on more employees. Going hand in hand with waste traveling further are the increased emissions from the diesel trucks on our roads. We also feel it's the right thing to do to preserve these resources. Our facilities process 3 different waste streams. Compost, recycling, and landfill are the main waste streams in our area. Items we use every day come from some natural resource provided by our planet. Paper, for instance, comes from trees. Cans and soda cans come from bauxite. And plastic comes from petroleum. In order to get raw materials, energy and costs are expended to chop, dig, and drill for these materials. So what happens when recyclable materials do end up in our landfill? Well, it takes a long time for these items to break down. For instance, aluminum cans can last for about 500 years, plastic bottles 450, and glass almost indefinitely, around 1 million years. The reason for this is that since these materials are buried in the ground and not exposed to the elements, they do not break down easily. Once your recycling is collected by our trucks, it comes here to our Materials Recovery Facility, also known as a MRF. All materials are dumped onto the tipping floor, picked up, and then loaded into a hopper. This hopper uses conveyor belts and gravity to feed the materials up through the sorting area. These materials are sorted by both humans and machines. It is very important to keep any dangerous materials out of your recycling to protect the safety of our workers. Items such as sharps and flammable materials can become a hazard. Materials are processed and baled for sale to manufacturers who use these materials for new items. Here you can see a baled cube of aluminum cans. This weighs about 2,500 pounds. Our MRF processes over 300 tons of material every day, which is equal to the weight of 2 blue whales. That's a whole lot of recycling. Some of you may have heard of the new restrictions put in place by countries that would traditionally accept recycling from the United States. China, for instance, now requires that recycling be less than 0.5% contaminated. As you see here nationally, the contamination of single-stream recycling in the United States ranges from 20 to 25%. Here in our area, we fare a little better with an average 13 to 15% contamination rate. TDS currently and historically sells our processed materials through domestic markets. Keeping these resources and jobs local is very important to us. We also provide alternatives to the disposal of organic waste by converting it back into soil. Here you can see our windrows at our composting facility, where food scraps, yard trimmings, and brush are broken down into nutrient-rich soil. And now we're going to go over what goes where. In Travis County, we have recycling and landfill. I always say, know before you throw. Recyclable paper products, such as envelopes, notebook paper, and office paper, and all these other materials you see, go into recycling. For envelopes and notebook paper, it's fine for those little windows or the spirals to still be on these items. We also accept cardboard and boxboard. Boxboard being the type of cardboard you'll see on food products. Cardboard, obviously, for shipping from FedEx, Amazon, and other places. Make sure you do flatten all boxes when possible. This will save space in your containers and maximize your recycling capacity. So we don't want to see this. We'd love to see this. We also accept empty containers, such as hard plastics, metal, and glass. All these materials here are acceptable in our single stream recycling. Do remember though, think green, keep them empty and clean as much as possible. Something to keep in mind when it comes to recycling plastics is how big and how much liquid or food residue there should be. A rule of thumb that is used in the industry is to say nothing smaller than a credit card made of plastic can be recycled, and also no more than a teaspoon of liquid or food residue should be on these materials. All plastics have what is called a resin identification code listed on the product. This resin code shows what type of plastic a product is made of, but doesn't necessarily mean an item is recyclable. Some of the most common contaminants we do see in our recycling stream: pizza boxes, plastic bags, Ziploc bags, chip bags, straws, plastic film, and styrofoam. Make sure we keep these out of your recycling stream. I have a little rhyme that I've come up with that helps me remember. If you can smash it, you need to trash it. With single stream recycling, everything goes into one bin, unlike other countries that may have different bins for their recyclable items. For further review, here are items that go into the landfill. All these items are non-recyclable and non-compostable. Obviously, as we said before, the soft plastics, but also miscellaneous materials such as hangers, garden hose, textiles. These all need to get thrown in the trash. There are also special waste categories when we deal with facilities. Universal waste such as light bulbs, pesticides, batteries, and paint. And also scrap metal, tires, pallets, toner, and ink. None of these should ever go in any dumpsters or containers. If you need help and you want to know where these items go, please contact Conserve at traviscountydx.gov. Travis County also likes to encourage reusing of items. If you've heard of the 3 R's before, reduce, reuse, and recycle, there's a reason they're in that order. Number 1 is to reduce the materials we use. And secondly, what we can do is reuse. Here are some programs that are available for reuse of office supplies, binders, and also t-shirts. If you want some help with these items or want to know where they go, please, again, reach out to Conserve at traviscountydx.gov. Travis County facilities, in this year alone, have diverted 463,000 pounds of recycled materials from the landfill. That's a great achievement and something to be proud of. This has had the effect of taking the carbon dioxide equivalent of 1.6 million miles of a car driven, 727,000 pounds of coal, 28,000 bags of waste not sent to the landfill, and it's also had the effect of 10,000 tree seedlings grown for 10 years. Thank you so much for your hard work. Keep it up, and if you have any questions, please reach out, and we will get back to you as soon as we can to answer your concerns.